New details by that umbrella guy claim that Amber Heard might have hired a hitman to target Johnny Depp after her defamation trial. Previously, Amber hired a personal detective to discover things, and she has been furious with Johnny Depp since he won the trial. It seems like these two are the same people. Who is the guy Amber Heard hired as a hitman? Was he hired to destroy Johnny Depp? Keep watching to know more. The tweet by that umbrella guy says Amber Heard's new pal, the guy who tried to call the cops to swat me, isn't insane, according to her supporters. You know he claimed Amber Heard hired a hitman to assassinate Johnny Depp, right? Didn't you? Waha! These effing people are seriously stupid. Surprisingly, in the summer of 2019, Amber Heard hired a private detective who used to be an adult film star to dig up dirt on her ex-husband Johnny Depp. Paul Barassi was a mustache stud who appeared in films such as Coed Fever, Bad Girls 2, and others. He reinvented himself as a private investigator working for Tom Cruise, Eddie Murphy, and Sylvester Stallone. Amber Heard hired him as her private detective to dig up the dirt against Johnny Depp. Meanwhile, a man named Richard Albertini exposed Paul Barassi, a Hollywood hitman. According to Richie, Amber Heard hired Paul Barassi to murder Johnny Depp, but the hit was turned against Amber and Richie. Celebs have a way of getting rid of witnesses who are supposed to testify against them, as well as anyone who might jeopardize their public image. To understand how they hire hitmen to get rid of problems, you must first dispel the delusion they hide behind. The public's lack of understanding of how Hollywood operates allows them to get away with murder. Fans were in shock knowing she can go to that level and slammed her. One fan said, "Tug, stay safe. Crazy people do crazy things, and we all know AH and her minions are nuts." Another stated that, "WTH, I'd be surprised if this Richard guy hasn't already been detained for questioning. That is a serious statement that should be investigated." One more added that, in all honesty, he wouldn't be here if he hadn't put her in his will. "I honestly believe this. I'm glad he got away." One comment reads that he was originally against AH and posted on Gab that he had proof that JD never hit AH, but now he's turned against JD and off his hinges. Another said, "I'm not sure who he is, but she got triggered when JD didn't include her in his will, and that kind of means one thing. I think her plan wasn't for him to survive that nightmare, which is why all the bleachers stay at JD's house. Thank God JD is still alive." One added that, "If this is true, it requires a serious police investigation. It's absurd to speculate or think it's a joke. Authorities should be notified immediately with verification. Don't be flippant about it." One said, "If this is true, it would explain a lot of things. The knife, the bullying, the constant bothering and ruining of a career. If suicide fails, a hitman would do the job. Perhaps this has something to do with her refusal to submit to his will." Later, he became a contentious issue in Depp's $50 million defamation suit against his ex-wife, who claims Depp repeatedly assaulted her. Depp's lawyer, Ben Chu, asked Heard's former attorney, Eric George, in an April 2021 deposition if he was aware of Barassi's history in adult film. Chu quickly responded, "We'll fight this another day," when George's lawyers told him not to answer. Chu then inquired as to what tasks George had assigned to Barassi in his investigation of Depp. George's lawyer objected to the question and told him not to answer it. "Amber herself assigned me to look for incidents involving Johnny's previous bad acts, dating back to the Viper Room days," Barassi explained. The private investigator was supposed to find other women who Depp had physically abused, but he came up empty-handed. "When Mr. Chu asked Mr. George about my previous adult entertainment career, he went down a rabbit hole," Barassi explained. "It was the height of hypocrisy," he added. Mr. Chu apparently forgot that Johnny Depp's co-star in Crybaby was Tracy Lords, one of the most controversial and notorious divas in adult entertainment history. 6 years earlier, in 1984, Barassi co-starred in Miss Passion with Lords. However, unlike Johnny in Crybaby, my big screen exposure in Miss Passion came without the benefit of clothes, Barassi explained. Johnny's lawyer should be very pleased, Barassi added, because after 3 months of investigating Johnny, the only thing I discovered was that everyone loved him. This was clear that Amber hired him, but to murder Johnny or to speculate him is not yet clear. Do you think Amber hired the hitman to murder Johnny? Let us know in the comments below. Then make sure to subscribe for more.